Welcome inside the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Ryan LaFay, joined alongside Dennis Papadatos, the head coach of the Hofstra wrestling program. And coach, let's just look back at this past week. Losses to both Harvard and Brown. You finished the season at 5-13. Just some of your overall impressions of the regular season.
I mean, when I called the radio show, said the same thing. It didn't go the way I wanted. I expected to have a better year, and I actually know we're better than we showed. And you know, the last two dual meets were nowhere near to our capability, and you know, a little frustrated that since we took that break, you know, guys didn't recover well at all. Since you know, those guys that sat out at you know, Edinburgh. You know, you get a weight break, you know, it's all coming out now. They're all like, my weight got a little out of control, which is, we managed it. In fact, those guys that didn't wrestle at Edinburgh had to stay here and make weight, and we like replicated a match. It's just not the same when you don't have you know what I mean, the same anxiety. So, you know, it obviously didn't go exactly the way I wanted. No one wants to go 5-13. You know, I expected to have a winning record this year. I really did. So, you know, obviously disappointed on that end, but you know, we definitely had some good performances. A lot more things went right that I wanted that are behind the scenes that are unfortunately are not reaping wins and loss results yet. And you know, after this weekend, actually, it was a very big, huge. I don't know, cry for support is the right word. Like the response after we had, you know, the weekend was a low. It was a low. You know, you talk about the guys. It is what it is. We put it behind us. We haven't, you know, try not to discuss it. Try to get the best out of that low, which I think we are. Guys seem to be in a pretty good place right now. But the support that I've got from parents or fans or alumni or supporters was really unparalleled, and it really makes you. You know, it really brightened up my day. My Sunday wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be because of I couldn't believe, you know, the support that came in. It was inspiring, and you know, makes you get up and fight another day. You know what I mean, to make sure it goes the way you want. So, you know, as bad as that weekend was, it ended up being you know a very big positive, and hopefully it's going to be a very big positive to what's going in now as we get ready for IWAs.
And a younger team this year have been preaching it all year long, but anybody really out in the wrestling room, maybe behind the scenes, who's really made huge strides this year in your opinion?
I mean, Jake Kaminsky's been redshirting, and he's been doing a real good job. It was hard to see, you know, Connor Burkert was in there in the beginning, and he got a season-ending injury, so you know, he'll be back next year. Ryan Burkert actually made huge strides right here at the end. It's it's a shame that him and Kyle have bbeen battling back and forth. And you know, we said we could take it to Edinburgh, and it's Kyle's spot, but Ryan made another jump since Edinburgh. So you know, it is what it is. But we made it. You know, they battled for the starting spot for a good month and a half. It's Kyle's, and it's going to be Kyle's at the IWAs. But Ryan's made huge leaps and bounds, so that's going to be helpful for next year. I almost wish we redshirted him as well, but you know, we needed him, and he went in there. He's a team player, and he did what he had to. So I mean, you know, those guys did a good job. Oxley's been redshirting, who was in the lineup last year, who will come back out. And then, you know, we'll kind of see. You know, Damiana's, you know, made steps, you know, this year. Frank's obviously made big steps. So there was a lot of good. There definitely was a lot of good. You know, but obviously in this world and being in New York, people want wins. And that's all that, you know, anyone cares about. And at the end of the day, it's not all I care about, but it's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, looking forward to when a lot of that stuff, a lot of that progress is actually going to transcend into wins that people can tally and count and feel better about. So, yeah, the young crew is doing a good job, for sure.
And the EIWA tournament is next up on the slate. How do you prepare your guys for that upcoming event?
A hard week this week, short and hard. Get in there, get out, you know, grind it out, get them ready. And then next week is a very light week. You know, you pretty much just keep your weight under control, feel good, play games. You know, get mentally ready for the anxiety and the stress you're going to deal with at the IWA tournament. You know, this week is a training week for sure, but much shorter. Like I said, in and out, hard, get out. You know, try to limit injuries. We're overall pretty healthy right now, so we're trying to limit injuries and get people's mind right. everything from this week of training and next week is, got to be super positive, everything on the up and up, focusing more on your strengths, not, than if you have weaknesses, and, believing. So when we get into next week, there is no more training. It's really more of feeling good and just getting ready to step on the mat. This is, like I said, the last week of training before conferences, and we had a good day yesterday, and we're gonna have a good day today, and probably a light day tomorrow, and then 2 hard days, Friday and Saturday. We're kind of replicating the tournament twice. It's a 2-day tournament, so we went, off Sunday, really, really light Monday. In fact, they were on their own to come in whenever they wanted, just to roll around for an hour. And then yesterday was hard, and today is going to be hard, and then it's going to be easy to get ready for Friday hard, Saturday hard, and that's really the last hard until the IWA. So trying to do two bursts of going hard 2 days in a row, since that's what the IWA tournament was, kind of a rest day in between. That's what we're doing right now. So the guys seem to be bought into it and are excited. They definitely put together a good drill yesterday. So yesterday was a hard hour and 15-minute drill, and I was happy with the effort and how we went after it.
Finally, Coach, how do you see the WA individual performances shaping up, your team's performance shaping up? I mean, is there anyone to look out for who possibly can upset a couple of guys in that tournament?
I think the whole team. I mean, that's the plan is. There's probably only going to be about 3 seeded guys, so everyone has to upset people if we're going to do what we want to do. So we're working and have expectations that everybody. I mean, the IWA is good, but we have a couple guys that when I talked to them, I said, here's the good news. There's a few guys in the country at a few weights. Like I think a lot of the #1 seeds in our tournament, a lot of our guys can beat, and I told them that. I said, listen, you got a good weight, it's pretty deep, but you don't got Jason Nolf in your weight, who's the #1 ranked guy at 157. You don't got him. 184 has Gabe Dean from, and obviously 33 has, so we definitely have a few weights that have that, but I'm talking, we have a few guys that have been pretty well that I know can beat the #1 guy. You know what I mean? And there's no reason to believe you're 100% out of it, where maybe the #1 guy in the country who's maybe a little above where he's at, but we're expecting upsets, and we're training for upsets, and you want to almost expect upsets so they can actually happen. So we'll find out. The allocations come out, probably the end of this week, and the seeds will come out pretty soon, the pre-seeds. So the next time we meet, we're going to discuss all that. But as of right now, it's kind of up in the air. We'll see. We'll know in a day or two, and then. And like I said, we'll discuss it next week. But we expect to do upsets, and we expect, to compete well, and that's what we're training for, and that's why we do this thing. You don't do this thing not to expect to compete well. So.
He's Dennis Papadatos, the head coach of the Hofstra Wrestling Program. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.
I like your shirt.
I like your shirt too.